How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. All right, so we having the Tonight Show tonight. Uh, the, not the main thing that I would like to discuss is Trump, but we had a conversation earlier. For anybody that missed the live earlier, shout out to Janine DC. Pardon me. Me and her were having a conversation, and it involved Trump and the situation that's he's been indicted again. Apparently, he said I'm not guilty, so it involved that. And then I got into a whole conversation, and I get what she's saying. I kind of did change the conversation. I've been thinking about this. Kind of did change the conversation, but I didn't really change the conversation because that's already anyway. Point being is this. She wanted to have a conversation about what actually he's being indicted on. So I decided to make that one of the things that we'll talk about tonight. Shout out to Janine GC. You are definitely appreciated as being a part of our community. All right. So with that being said, we're going to be talking about Trump tonight. We're going to be talking about some of these. They're trying to give him like 647 years. He's already almost 100. I don't understand these guys, man. So anyway, they're trying to give him like 600 years. It's like the guy's not gonna do 600 years, right? Like it's like when they told us Tax Stone was facing 97 years. Tax Stone isn't getting 97 years. They're just saying with all of the charges, if he's found guilty of everything, 100% of the things that he's being accused of, this is the maximum. If he maxed out on everything, this is what they're saying. So I just thought that was interesting. Obviously they want to sway some voters, or they think that this is a way to sway voters. I'm gonna assume. With that being said, I'm gonna talk about that. There's a couple of other things that's also happening in pop culture that you might and or might not find interesting that I would also like to discuss. Just so we could be clear. I haven't been doing tonight shows, so I need y'all to give me a minute. All right, I'm getting used to getting back into the groove of doing the Tonight Show. Generally speaking, I had a dope ass wonderful day today. After the show today, I actually was gonna do a live during the day. This is what everybody had asked for. But what happened was, since I did not do the live during the day, I decided to do the live tonight. After I went and did some yard work, really fulfilling. I like really just enjoyed myself. Really good day today. All right, let's get to the Trump stuff. First thing I want to say is this. Oh, wait, hold on. There's a marijuana thing I wanted to tell you about. Hold on. There's a marijuana thing I wanted to tell you about. Besides the fact that just said New York City smokes more marijuana than every other city on the planet. Not every other city together combined. Just so we can be clear. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, they measuring how much marijuana every city, and by their estimation, they're saying that New York City does the most marijuana smoking. Anyway, so I just thought that was interesting. But there was another thing about marijuana I want to tell you about. I can't remember what it was. If I remember, we get to it. So we get right to the Trump stuff. So I want to say this about the Trump situation, just to be clear. Whenever I hear this attack on Trump from any party, the first thing I say is, what are we doing, or what is the Democrats doing? The we, that is the people that's saying Trump should get out of here. What are they doing, right? So the first thing I want to say is this. We have some migrants situation that's downtown. Let me explain it real quick. They have a place where the migrants were staying. It's a hotel downtown Manhattan. The migrants are overflowed, or they're not allowed back in no more. I think it's just too many people. So they're sleeping lined up around the outside of the building. They don't have any kind of resources out there. They've been out there for quite some time. They don't have access to showers or anything. And remember, the city imported them here. I just want to be clear on this. Remember, my issue, hold on, this is about Trump, but I need you to pay attention to something. Remember, my issue is always that the Democrats aren't doing enough for us. They're supposed to be the party that's for the people, especially the minority, right? That's what they're supposed to be. So my argument is always that they're not doing enough. So first, please stop importing more people in, because you can't take care of the homeless that's currently here, and now obviously you can't take care of the migrants that you're just now importing. So please don't tell me about how you're importing more migrants. You want me to know all of this Trump stuff, why Trump is terrible. You got to get rid of Trump. Trump got to go. Okay, fine. Trump got to go. But what are you doing since Trump is gone? Could somebody please explain to me how this is better? I'm not trying to be a dick. And this is what I mean by when we talk about what Trump is being accused. Fucking fly, fam. Get out of here. That's what I mean by when we talk about what Trump is being accused of. Why is he really being accused of anything? And this is why I say when we talk about this, we have to talk about everything. And we can't just talk about this in a vacuum. I don't believe that that's fair. I don't believe that that's fair to the American people, just so we could be clear. I don't care about being fair to those two guys. I don't care for Biden. I don't care for Trump. But it's not fair to the American people for us to have that conversation and we don't talk about all of the implications surrounding it. And that's what I should have took my time to explain earlier today when Janine DC was in here. Shout out to Janine. That's what I should have took my time to explain that then. I thought I did explain it, but I don't think I was clear. You know, I am far from perfect, and I make as many mistakes as the next man. I can only wish that I could do better next time. You know, I'm human, fam. With that being said, shout out Arthur D. Glass pulling up into the chat, dropping the Cash App. I want to be clear. It's a precarious situation. It's a very fine line that you walk when you speak about Trump in the political atmosphere of everything. Because when you speak about Trump, often it's kind of seen as if you don't dislike and hate him, you have a problem. All these individuals try to make it seem like you have a problem with freedom and all this other weird shit. I want to say something, and I want to be clear about this. The Democrats always say that the Republicans want to take our freedoms away from us. But think about who makes all of the laws. Fucking fly, fam. Think about who makes all of the laws. Think about who makes all of the laws. All of the laws that y'all don't like, right? All of the laws y'all don't like, think about who makes them. All of the laws that restrict our movement, who makes them? All of the laws that prohibit us from doing things, who makes them? Put it in the chat. Are we going to be honest? Are we going to be honest? Because if we're going to have a conversation about Trump and if we're going to have a conversation about politics, I don't want to have a conversation that is about what our opinions of anything is. I want to have a conversation about what's actually happening and what's actually going on. And what's actually happening and what's actually going on is we have a whole bunch of migrants that were shipped in from another country that was told that they could come to our borders, by the way. Then after they got to our borders, they shipped them into a city right here at New York City that we don't have no room for them because we already have people that needs housing that they're not getting any resources to. You want to know what would be so funny and dope? If Trump just trolled them and give freaking some assistance to the migrants down there. For the people that think I got a problem with my hairline, I don't got a problem with my hairline, fam. What the fuck is wrong with you? Somebody made a comment, the account got kicked. I can't see it. They think I got a problem with my hairline. I don't got a problem with my hairline, fam. What the fuck is wrong with you? You see how these bald niggas, the niggas with the whole hairline that's going like that, they got the whole fucking George Jefferson going on, fam. And they walking around with just the flyest shorties, fam. What the hell are you talking about? What the hell I care about a hairline for? I'm over here, I'm chilling. You know? Niggas is crazy. Also, there's nothing wrong with my hairline. By the way. They're trying to give them 600 and something years. I find that funny. Because all they want to do is try to get people to not want to vote for Trump. And all people are going to now do is see that he's getting persecuted. You can't persecute somebody and then try to say that you want them to be on our side. Okay, forget everything about Trump for a minute. Pardon me, forget everything about Biden for a minute. Biden's not in office. To say it's a Republican in office currently, hypothetically. No, not even hypothetically. We're saying, changing the scenario. There's a Republican in office. They decide to go after Trump. Boom. The Republicans try to decide to go after Trump. Boom. Now they're going after Trump. Why would they do that? What's the only reason why the Republican Party would go after Trump? What's the only reason why? Political favor of some sort. Because going against Trump is going to improve their ability to get elected. It's going to improve their situation. That's the only reason why a politician would do that, right? So just so we could be clear, so then why is the Democrats trying so hard to put Trump in jail? Why isn't the Democrats paying more attention to, we have the situations going on where there are alleged allegations of kids coming up missing and all types of different things? Why isn't the Democrats on that? Why aren't the Democrats actually putting the money together for these migrants that they're not just shipping to New York, they're shipping them to other cities also that I'm assuming has similar issues? So what are we really talking about when we talk about putting Donald Trump in jail? It's all a distraction. They're trying to distract us from the fact that they're not doing any of the things that they're supposed to be doing. They want us to be looking over here while they're doing something over there. That's it. Do you want to put Trump in jail? I don't really care. Do you want Trump free? I don't really care. But now if you're gonna put Trump in jail, you're gonna change. See, the problem is this. This is the issue this is why I don't believe Trump is going to jail. All this is fake. If they put Trump in jail, they're gonna create precedents inside of the criminal law system. Once they create precedents inside of the criminal law system, it's gonna make it easier for them to get caught up. Trump's not going to jail, fam. He's not going to jail, fam. Check this out. Listen, pay attention. Do y'all remember when they said, we're not going to do the bundles no more? Remember that? They got mad at Tekashi. They said, we're not doing the bundles no more. Everybody was laughing. It was like, yeah, screw Tekashi. All the other pages. Remember? Screw Tekashi. Tekashi not going to be able to get all those sales now. Remember? All of the other pages were saying that. What was we saying? In the long run, they're going to screw all the other artists. What happened? Over that period of time, all artist numbers went down. Since these artists, many of them weren't actually talented, it was just the perception of popularity. So since their numbers went down, their perception of popularity changed. So they had to actually now have talent. Okay, you're saying Jack is just talking. Could we say Coi Leray? She's probably the best example. Although I do think she's talented, just so we can be clear. But that's probably the best example. So now they're not able to manufacture and make it look like these people have already got that type of attention. You understand? Guess what they just brought back? The bundle. They just brought the bundle back. So now I'm telling you, Donald Trump losing in that court for these allegations that they're putting against him, with the exception of that January 6th shit, most of these other things, other politicians might get caught out there for. Not the January 6th shit. That was, I don't know what in the hell, fam. Not that. But these other things that they indicting them for, they said one of these was like 72 counts. But that just means, oh man. So let's say a rapper gets busted. And they say, yo, we got this rapper on by himself on 30 counts of something or others, right? What's the first thing we're going to say? Them niggas is just, we're not going to believe it. That's too many. We're not going to believe it. We're going to be like, get out of here. Them niggas is just trying to lie on that man. Any regard. So they're saying that they have the indictment count is actually like over 100, just so we can be clear. So they have all of this against Trump. I'm just saying, be mindful. He might, I don't think he's gonna go to jail. I think this is all a distraction. Period. I think this is all a distraction. Just so we can be clear. If we're lucky, he won't be the president and Biden won't be the president if we're fortunate. Neither one of them niggas will win. Neither one of them, just so we can be clear. If we're fortunate, neither one of them will win. But because when we have these conversations, I think that people think I'm having a conversation from the position that I want Trump to be the president again, just because I think that he was a better president than Biden. No, I think Trump was a better president than Biden. I do not want Trump to be the president again. I do think he was a better president than Biden. I think I think they did a poll, and they said the only person that scored lower than Biden was Jimmy Carter. Just saying. So when I sometimes talk about how bad Biden is doing, people like immediately try to say, yeah, but Trump ain't shit either. And I'm like, yeah, but so that's why I'm just so used to when somebody say something and bring Trump up, I'm so used to comparing him to Biden. It just is what it is. Like how people compare Peyton Manning to Tom Brady. It just is what it is, fam. It just is what it is. Anything y'all want to talk about specifically? I didn't really have any ideas for the show tonight. A couple of people asked me about it. No notifications probably went out either because we haven't been going live at night. So also no notifications probably went out, just so we could be clear. So anything y'all want to talk about specifically? We don't got that many people in here. If we got anybody here, I don't know. Is Pro Jack? I don't know. I don't really got nothing I want to talk about tonight. I'm just really doing a live because I wanted to. A couple of people hit me up and said do a live. I'm assuming the notification didn't go out at this point. I don't know. I don't really got nothing. I don't have nothing on the burner. I mean, I think that Boosie shit is crazy. Like, who in the hell is gonna let their kids? Who in the hell is gonna let their kids talk to Boosie? Like, who thinks? Yo, I have a troubled kid. Yo, Boosie, could you help? Like, who thinks that, fam? Like, who thinks that? That's like somebody saying, yo, man, I gotta kick this weed habit. Yo, Snoop, do you have any ideas? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, what the heck are you talking about, fam? He said he went to anger management. So let's see what happens when he comes out. I mean, I guess we gotta watch his actions. Um, People obviously could change. He said that he went to anger management. So the reason why I think that that's something, just so we could be clear, I used to work in that capacity because I had to go. I got issued. I had to go to anger management, and then I got hired by the people. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So, um, yeah, I was court ordered. I used to be a different person, man. I was court ordered. I had to go to some anger management stupid shit. But it wasn't stupid. I was able to sit down. I was able to talk to people, and then you hear the issues, the problems other people are going through, and then you share your issues, your problems, or whatever's going on with you, and then sometimes through the perspective of other people's outcomes, you can see what's going on, or what you can project, um, for yourself, and then you start learning to take a lot of shit like that's right around the time that I started doing BBN also. Our first shows used to be on while I was on my way to work, just so we could be clear. Uh, our first shows, if you go back to when we first started doing, I used to be inside of the Starbucks. What up, Tay? Um, Remember, I used to be at the Starbucks when we first started, and that's why the shows start and morning coffee was 9:20. Because I go from 9:20, I got to be to work at 10. So I do the show for a minute, drink a coffee, and a bounce. Um, so I thought it was interesting that he said that he put himself in anger management. I think we all should have people to talk with. I think, or a person, should I say, to talk with. And whenever you go to any kind of group counseling, that could also be beneficial. Also, like I said previously, because you never know what somebody else's experience might unlock about what you're going through. You understand what I'm saying? Like you never know. You really never know. You know what I'm saying? Um, we used to cover mainly news, just news. We didn't cover any. We didn't cover any. We didn't cover any hip hop too tough. We covered like mainly just news back then. Hey, shout out to Samuel Avila with the $5 drop. He said, "What did the five fingers say to the face?" Samuel Avila pulls up to the saloon. He's dripped all the way down in red. He has a red fedora on. He has one of them blades like he's a Three Musketeer. He walks into the saloon. He hears the guy playing the piano. He takes a coin. He flips it off of the light. It bounces off of the light. It bounces off of the wall. It bounces off of some lady's bosoms and then falls into the cup that the piano player uses for his musics. And he says, "Play it again, Sam." Shout out to Samuel Avila pulling up to the saloon, tipping our piano man. Rest in peace, DMX. Also, shout out to Yonkers. I'm ready to do the saloon, fam. I think I'm here right now. I think I'm here right now. I'm not sure. I can't. Don't put the. No. Don't hold me to it. I think I'm here right now. I think I'm ready to do the saloon. I think I'm here right now. I saw that lately when we've been doing the saloon. I haven't been visualizing the same. I visualized that as I spoke it. I saw that. I think I'm feeling in the groove right now. I think I can rock. Don't hold me to it though. I think I need to see. Anyway, that was talking about Boosie. Yeah, so maybe Boosie goes. He gets the anger management. Also, he might have the courts might have told Boosie he had to go to anger management. The courts might have been like, "Yo, Boosie, you got to go to anger management's over here, off the bosoms. You got to go to anger management's over here." And Boosie was just like, "Fuck it, people are gonna see me in there and tell the world. I'm gonna tell them first. I'm going to anger management. I put myself in there. Fuck it, man. Tell her what it is. Yo, the court said I had to go to anger management, fam. I didn't want to do the time. It is what it is. What you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Niggas gonna hold me for a couple of bullshit ass days or months or whatever the case, so I could just go do some anger management. They ready to throw the problem out the window. Fuck that. I'm going to anger management, fam. And I'm gonna try not to do that shit again. Or at least try not to get caught. Don't do the thing again, just so we could be clear. That was a joke. So that'd be cool, but we'll see. I mean, like, what? Imagine if Boosie comes out and he's like fucking. He's like, what's those dudes that um, what's those dudes that KRS-One ran off the stage? What's those guys' name? I forgot their name. KRS-One. Okay, so there's this rap group, right? Yeah, the flies getting on my nerves. So there's this rap group, right? And they were beefing with KRS-One for some strange reason. I don't know how that shit happened because they not even the beef rapping group. They's like think De La Soul, but even further to the extreme. So they was just doing their show one day. They was on stage, and KRS-One said, "Yo, fuck it, we back in the Bronx in the '80s, nigga." He ran up on stage and grabbed the mic and rocked their show. That's what they used to do to you back in the '80s, man. Like if you like for real, this is no cap. Like people have like whatever their party is, like whatever the jam might be, you might be at the jam, but then them niggas might show up. It might jack your shit, fam. And what the DJ gonna do? The DJ, he's just playing the music, fam. He ain't in this. He not in this, fam. He's doing. They probably most likely gonna use their DJ and push that nigga out the way. But at the end of the day, that's you niggas just jack nigga shows, man. So anyway, KRS-One jacked the nigga show. I forgot who their name is. But he gonna come out like those guys. The joke would be much funnier if I can remember the name of the group. Then you could go, see the group, and then you'll realize why the joke is so funny. It's a funny joke. I just can't remember the name of the group. Anyway, I'm gonna move on. I'm trying to remember the name of that group. It wasn't De La Soul. It was. Anyway, so what the fuck is? I mean, how is Boosie gonna come out of the damn anger management? Like, is he gonna come out better? Is he gonna start like, not being a douche half of the time? Remember Boosie's whole thing is to be extremely douchebaggery. Hold on one second. You're a funny dude, man. Jason Elliott. PM Dawn, that's their name. Appreciate you, Jason Elliott. Yeah, so who the fuck is he gonna come out? He gonna come out and be PM Dawn? Jason Elliott watching me on the other channel. He came here to let me know. I do appreciate that though. I ain't gonna lie, I would have never remembered those niggas' names. You could do whatever you want to do with your time. I don't own you. Good group, by the way, just not that night. Well, when they PM Dawn, just go look up PM Dawn. I promise you, you're gonna understand why Boosie turning into PM Dawn is hilarious. It's a top-notch joke, fam. I promise you. He gonna come out the damn anger management. He gonna be PM Dawn. I know you get it. You remember the name of them rat bastards. He gonna come out of the damn anger management. He gonna go in them anger management. He gonna be bossy, ignorant as hell. Then he gonna come out of the fucking anger management. He gonna have one of them wreath on his head with the flowers and shit. He gonna have them damn things that they give you when you go to Hawaii around his neck. He gonna be just throwing flowers and shit. Just throwing flowers. Boosie just throwing flowers. Throwing flowers everywhere. Peace and love. He's gonna be protesting Vietnam. He's gonna be protesting Vietnam. He's gonna be, I'm telling you, it's gonna go all of the way. I promise you. All of the things. Shout out to that shit. What the hell do they expect to happen to Boosie? What does Boosie expect to happen? He gonna come home. He's gonna be like, you know what? I'm putting the toilet seat down from now on. Like, what kind of changes? Like, what kind of changes do you expect? This is the dude that had put a woman, paid a woman to sleep with his son, his underage son. Just saying. Just to make sure that the dude was straight. It's extreme, fam. It's extreme, fam. I mean, I guess people do that, though. Maybe that's just a thing people do. Maybe it's just not a thing people I know do. Maybe that's a thing people do. I don't know. But shouldn't that woman be in jail? Oh, man. What else y'all want to talk about, man? Put it in the chat. Shouldn't that woman be in jail? Right? Why Boosie snitched on that woman for, fam? Boosie snitched. Boosie snitched, fam. Boosie snitched. Tell me where the lie at. Tell me where the lie at. Boosie snitched. Who told y'all that happened? Boosie or someone else? If Boosie is the one that told y'all that he put a grown-ass woman on his underage son, he's snitched. Tell me where the lie at. The police just didn't care. That don't mean he didn't snitch, though. My apologies. It don't mean he didn't snitch, though. The police just don't care. The police just like, you know what? Fuck it. What's her number? Do she do parties? The police don't care, fam. Boosie's a funny dude. He's a funny dude. He's a funny dude. He's a funny dude. He doesn't need a show, but he needs a show. But he does not need a show, but he needs a show. You see, if you give him a show, you're going to take away from Boosie being able to be Boosie, so he don't need a show. But he need a show because he need a show. Anything y'all want to talk about? I don't want to hold y'all. If y'all want to discuss something, though, I'm all ears. I'm all ears. Every last one of them. I might be all of the ears. Fucking Boosie, fan. I heard somewhere where people said people in the South choose him over Jay-Z. I said, wow. So you're trying to tell me that he has his catalog to some people put him up there with Jay. And then you look at how he went and sold the album, his last album that went out, and that shit went like brick. And I'm not saying that to be disrespectful to him. I'm saying that to say, if you're telling me that he's as good as Jay, and I'm not arguing that there's people that think that he's as good or better than Jay, but then you're also telling me that that didn't, then why you're catering to the wrong fan base. You should be catering to the fan base that appreciates your content and gonna support your content. See, the wild thing is this. People love to say, yo, do it because you love it. Why do you think niggas is doing it? But you still need to be able to live and not just scrounge by. You still want to be able to live like reasonably comfortable. People try to make it seem like other people don't have the right. Like, if you want anything for yourself, then you're selfish. While at the same time, they want, almost got your ass. While at the same time, they want things for themselves, but you're not allowed to want anything for yourself. Understand manipulation. You understand? So Boosie needs to get a new fan base or something. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know him to be as good as Jay-Z, but if he's as good as Jay-Z, his numbers should be doing better. Am I wrong or am I right? If you're telling me he's as good as Nas, his numbers should be doing better. If you're telling me he's as good as Biggie, his numbers should be doing better. Tell me where the lie's at. If you're telling me he's as good as Lil Wayne, his numbers should be doing better. I'm not saying he's not as good as any of these people, just so we can be clear. I'm not even speaking on that issue. I think that's a moot point. Huh. I was listening to something. What y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. We got 33 people in here. What y'all want to talk about? I'm here to talk about what you guys want to talk about. What y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. I have not been doing tonight shows, man. I think right now I'm feeling it though. Like I'm feeling really comfortable right now. We're doing the show. I'm feeling really comfortable. I think I'm feeling like Jack. I think I am. So what y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Let me think of something that I might find that I found interesting. I have not found a lot of things interesting lately. Everything looks like a distraction. So look, check this out. So the Lizzo shit is a distraction also. Want me to tell you why I think the Lizzo shit is a distraction? Okay, so Lizzo has been using her platform to attack people for how many years now? Let's just be honest. How many people have Lizzo got canceled? Lizzo has stopped people's movements, fam. Niggas was having motion, and Lizzo just come out and say something, and they whole motion stop. Well, sometimes you have to play the heel. You got to start looking at the entertainment world like the world of world wrestling. The world of world wrestling. Sometimes you have to start looking at the entertainment world like the world wrestling. Yeah, and I hit you rap bastard. You got to look at it like the world of world wrestling, right? So she's been the face, right? For how long now? Now she's gonna have to be the heel for a little while. They're gonna kill her for a little while. They're coming after her. They're gonna all of the insults, all of the bad stuff. They're gonna go after her image, and then after it looks like she's down, they're gonna come and she's gonna be the baby face again, and they're gonna blow her up. She's gonna be bigger than ever. Promise you. Promise you, man. Because look, Because look, just so we could be clear, look, just so we could be clear, she's accused that what I know of are two things. Basically, the overall thing, the problem is she had people who work for her hanging out with her in the capacity like friends. You generally shouldn't do that unless those are just your friends that already are your friends and they work for you or they work with you. You shouldn't make your employees your friends that you're hanging around with, doing whatever with. That doesn't always work. That's one. Two, she didn't just have them hanging out with her doing chilling. She had them hanging out saying, yo, you should do this and you should do that. That changes the whole dynamic. If you are an employee or a boss, if you are an employer or a boss, and you somewhere and you have the people that work with you there with you, and they're not there in the capacity uh, of work, of being on the clock, then no, you shouldn't be saying, you shouldn't be encouraging them to do anything. You should just be going with the flow. You could be doing whatever you want to do, and if they want to join in, that's on them. But you shouldn't be encouraging them to say, yo, you should do this, you should do that. Ease up, calm down. You take it, go. Nah, you shouldn't be doing none of that. That's what they're accusing her of doing. They're accusing her of putting pressure on them to do things that they don't want to do. That's one of the things that they're saying. Inside of that complaint is the complaint about the banana inside of the woman's vagina that they were forced to eat, which is bananas, because I don't, that's just, why are we doing that? In front of people, by the way. They didn't just do this like in the privacy of whatever. They did this as a show in front of a whole bunch of people that was just sitting there, I don't know, clapping. I don't know what they were doing. Clapping. Got your ass. Clapping. That's what they was doing. Keep flying over here. That's the second time, you rat bastard. Next time is the end. Anyway, in any regard. Fuck. Forgot my whole train of thought. Nobody got any comments in, so I don't remember what I was telling y'all. Oh, man. Anyway, so, like, the shit's all smoke and mirrors. So the way I look at it is like this. So Lizzo was in a point where she was shitting on mad people, stopping a whole bunch of people flow. Now it's time for them to break her down, and then they're going to build her back up. So that's all that's going to happen. So one of the complaints that the girls had is that they was forced to do things that they didn't want to do, like be a part of sex shows that they didn't want to be a part of. Part of one of the things that they was doing was putting bananas inside of the vaginas of actual sex workers that have had who knows how many penises thrusted upon them, with who knows how many lakhs of condoms were used. They were instructed to eat bananas out of the vaginas of these women. Now, that's one of the complaints is made. And then there's one lady that's saying that she was fat shamed. I don't even know how that's possible. But the one thing that you do know is, and I'm not saying any of these accusations is true, but the one thing you do know is when somebody is trying to tear you down, they often accuse you of doing the thing that you're actually doing to them, just so we could be clear. So I don't know if that's what happened. I'm not saying these accusations against Lizzo was true. They might be all fabricated. What the heck do I know? Maybe those ladies wanted to eat bananas out of vaginas. I'm assuming they got proof of that. There was witnesses and everything. So I'm assuming that that's a fact. Them women probably wanted to eat some bananas out of some vaginas. Maybe them women that they was eating the bananas out of vaginas was women that they had sex with previously already. So maybe Lizzo was like, why do you care if you eat a vagina out of it? A banana out of it. Like, why do you care? This shouldn't be an issue with you. I'm just saying, I'm not really into that type of stuff. I'm not telling you what to be into. That's all I'm saying. That I mean, if she did force them to do that, and this happened in Amsterdam, by the way, that makes her a terrible person, fam. I want to believe that that's not what happened. We're going to talk about it as an accusation because that's currently what it is. It's an allegation. But if she was accused of doing that, that's a terrible thing. Um, just, I just want to say something real quick. I've been laughing and joking a lot tonight. I'm enjoying myself. But I want to say something real quick. We got to be mindful. And what I mean by that is we got to be mindful about how we treat other people. Like, too often, we think because we joking, other people are joking. That's not always the case. We think just because something is said and we find it funny that other people should also find it funny, but that's just not the case. So this is the same way it is when you're out and you partying with your friends. Just because it's something that you find is acceptable to do, that don't mean that the people that you with find that acceptable. Stop putting pressure on people to do things that you know that they don't want to do. Encourage your friends into greatness. Encourage your friends to reach their freaking potentials. Encourage your friends to bust through their ceilings. That, I don't know, that could sound, I'm just going to say pause, but encourage your friends that way. Don't encourage your friends to go do stuff like, let's take 1,000,000 shots. Like, why are we encouraging that? You want to go out to the club? I don't even see nothing wrong with that. But how do you club? Does somebody always got to get carried to the back to the car? Because that's dangerous. Just be mindful. That's all. Anyway, um, 33 people in here. Anything y'all want to discuss? I mean, I really don't want to hold anybody. I'm enjoying the show though, so I also don't really care to go anywhere. I'm enjoying the show. I'm enjoying myself. It's a good show. Trying to think of something else I could clown on for a little while. I'm trying to think of something I could clown on this shit. Fucking nothing happened in the basketball world. Fucking Dr. J brought up a great point. Real quick, I'm gonna talk some sports for a second. Dr. J brought up a great point. So Dr. J was asked about his top 10 players or whatever the case, and he said something specifically about a player, Durant being the player, and he said something specifically about another player, Dame Lillard being the player. So I want to just say something real quick because he literally said, and I just saw this today, but he literally said the same thing that I said when we had a conversation about this the other day, and somebody was in the chat trying to tell me that what Dame Lillard did and what Durant and LeBron did was the same thing. You want to know what he said? He said, Joe, what Durant is doing, that's not good. How many teams have Durant been on? He's been on, 4 different teams or whatever the case is. So he's just hopping from team to team to team. That means that he's not even dealing with any difficulty. What I mean by that is he's not under overcoming the adversity. And this is the dope thing. This is why the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s and the before you got to the 2010s, I guess before the LeBron era and before the Miami Heat era, before the fucking Miami Heat era with LeBron, the NBA was fucking better. You want to know why? Because people had to beat whoever that team was that they couldn't beat. You had to dethrone niggas. You want to know who owned the 80s? The Lakers owned the 80s, fam. Magic went to 10 finals and he won 5 of them. Copy? Magic went to 10 finals, right? Am I right about that? I think I'm right about that. In any regard, the 80s was Larry Bird, who got 3 MVPs, I believe, back to back to back, and Magic Johnson. And then in the early 80s, there was the 76ers. And late in the 80s, there was the Detroit Pistons. So teams had to overcome adversaries in order to ascend. But you don't have to do that now. All you have to do is wait for a couple of people to, not be signed, and then you just sign them over to your team. The NBA is not as interesting, fam. It's not. So what he basically said was this: because Durant does that, that doesn't really, his rings don't mean as much. His accomplishments don't mean as much. And I agree, by the way. And he said, what Dame Lillard did is different. Dame Lillard gave that team, 12 years? They couldn't get it right. They couldn't get the right players to come help them. They couldn't get the right coaches to draw up the right game plans to make them get to the success that the ultimate success. That's 12 years. He didn't play there 5, 6, 7 years, get to his first contract and say, I'm out. And then even more importantly than him being there 12 years, he's always been supportive and always said that he's not going nowhere. The thing that you're supposed to say so you can get people to come over and play with you on your team. So he did everything that he was supposed to do, and they still couldn't get a championship team up there. After 12 years, he says, now I want to trade. That's honorable. Just so we can be clear. That's honorable. That's the way it should be done if you got to get traded. The way Kevin Garnett did it. Kevin Garnett was with Minnesota for how many years? LeBron ran into the Celtics and said, nah, I'm going to Miami, fam. I'm not doing this no more. I'm going to Miami, fam. I'm going to Miami, fam. I'm not doing this no more. Just saying. So I don't know. So that was dope. That was the same point I was trying to make. Damian Lillard stayed at that team. He did a lot of work for a real long time for that team. He stayed loyal. They couldn't do anything for him. There's another team that has a player that hasn't won anything yet. Dame is trying to go play with him. It's not like Dame is trying to get traded to freaking the Golden State Warriors. It's not like Dame is like, you got to trade me to the Nuggets. Dame isn't doing any of that. Dame is trying to go to Miami to go play with another player who has not won. I found something interesting while we're talking about sports. So one of the things that people like to say is this, and I find this just absolutely bugged out and wild. This is what they like to say. They like to say, well, Michael Jordan didn't win anything without Scottie Pippen. So you thought Michael Jordan was supposed to win in his rookie year, where he got Rookie of the Year, just so we can be clear. And also, I think he averaged over 30 points a game. Just so we could be clear. So Michael Jordan had to get past, just so we could be clear, the Detroit Pistons, the Bad Boy Pistons, a legendary team, and Larry Bird in the Celtics, a legendary team. Larry Bird, he's never beat him in the playoffs, by the way. He's never beaten Larry Bird in the playoffs. So they had to miss them in the playoffs. And then his first ring was against the actual Lakers. You see, people that watch basketball now with all of that jumping from team, jumping to team, jumping to team, jumping to team, they can't get it. They won't understand. So I can't be angry at them. They're talking about something that they don't understand because basketball was different back then. You didn't just go to another team. You didn't go hang out with your buddy in the offseason and then decide to ask for a trade and go to another team. You know how long Barkley stayed at the 76ers? Barkley was in Philly forever. I'm just saying. Pat never even wanted to leave the Knicks as far as I could remember. Just saying. So shout out to Dr. J, not just because he agreed with me, but because spoke on the matter. You know, a lot of times you get a lot of these dudes, they don't want to never say anything that's negative. They only want to say the positive things. You know, they never want to say the negative things. You got to say the negative things, you know, wrap it in as much sugar as possible, but you got to say the negative things also. Wrap it in as much sugar as possible, though. I think he did a good job. You should go listen to it. Yeah, I think he did a good job. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Nobody's talking at all. I don't know. Maybe I just dubbed the live. What's the battery looking like? Battery's 34. Maybe I dubbed the live. I don't know. We don't. I did a Tonight Show. Nobody really pulled up. Maybe we try again tomorrow night. Nobody really pulled up. There's no comments. So maybe we try again tomorrow night. In any regard, everybody have a good night. Go do something positive. You got anybody still awake in your household, give them a hug, tell them you love them. You never know what's going to happen tomorrow. Give people their flowers while they're still here. Also, whenever we help somebody be the best person that they could be, in that moment, we being the best us that we could be. So go out there and be great. Also, before you go to bed tonight and after you wake up, make sure that you drink some water. We want to get as much nutrients in the body as possible. I'm out. Oh, like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. # Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. That's all I got on this one. I'm out.